You ever feel like you're just constantly trying to measure up? Like there's this invisible scorecard for life, and you're always scrambling to get a good grade? Well, today we're going to unpack that relentless pressure, that need to strive, and explore a different path, a path to real freedom. And we're doing it all based on the incredible insights from Jennie Allen's book, Nothing to Prove. You know, it often starts with just one moment of realization, just like this one. That moment when you kind of look at your life and go, wait a minute, when did I stop just living and start performing? But what's really driving that need to be on all the time? For Jennie Allen, the author, this whole journey kicked off when her best friends basically cornered her and asked this super direct, kind of painful question. Jennie, why are you holding back? And boom, that one question just opened the floodgates. It forced her to face this deep down feeling that she was living her life for an audience, hiding her real self because she was terrified of not being enough. And see, this whole performance thing, it usually comes from something deeper, something more painful. This constant, nagging thirst for something more, for that feeling of finally being enough. The way the book puts it is just so perfect. It's like we're living in a desert, a dry, barren place where we're always desperately searching for just one drop of validation. We look for it everywhere, right? In our jobs, in our relationships, from that little scorecard in our own heads. But we just stay thirsty. We never quite feel satisfied. So when you're lost and thirsty in that desert, what do? Well, a lot of us end up living our lives like we're on a stage, constantly putting on a show for an audience that half the time isn't even real. I mean, think about it. From the time we're kids, we start collecting these expectations from everyone around us, and it all builds up into this mental finish line in our heads that we feel like we just have to cross to finally prove we're worth something. And let's be honest, this doesn't feel like some vague idea, does it? It feels so real, so tangible. You tell yourself, okay, if I can just get that promotion, or have the perfect family, or get that recognition, then I'll have made it. Then, finally, I'll be enough. But here's the crazy part, the catch. Even when you get there, when you reach what should be the top, that feeling of enough is still nowhere to be found. The author talks about standing on this legendary stage, a place that should have been the ultimate I made it moment. And instead, she realized the finish line had just moved farther down the road. And that's the whole point, isn't it? The chase is futile. The destination we're all sprinting towards, it's just a mirage in the desert. You can run forever, but you can never actually catch it. So what's the real cost of all this striving, of living on that stage? Well, the book uses this amazing metaphor, this heavy, invisible backpack that we're all lugging around. And what's inside these backpacks? Oh man, all the heavy stuff we never talk about. That constant need to be liked, that secret fear that we don't measure up, shame we hide, private struggles, grudges we've held for years, money stress. We've all got our own unique mix, and the worst part is, we carry it around thinking we're the only one. And here's the real kicker. It's not just the weight of the stuff in the bag. We then feel guilty for even carrying it in the first place. It's like we're just adding heavy bricks of guilt on top of all the other burdens. Okay, so if trying harder is just making the backpack heavier, then what's the answer? Well, the solution in the book is pretty radical. It's to just stop trying. At all. The big aha moment here isn't about finding a new trick to win the game or a better way to perform. It's this profound realization that what we were so thirsty for back in that desert, it wasn't more success. It wasn't more approval. It was grace. And that idea just changes everything. It flips the whole script. You go from this stressful performance for an audience, whether that audience is God or your boss or even just yourself, and you move into a restful, side-by-side relationship with a companion. And suddenly, poof, the pressure is just gone. See, the big idea here is that God isn't in the front row with a scorecard waiting for us to hit all our marks. He's just after us, a connection. And once you really truly get that, the whole exhausting need to perform for your worth, it just evaporates. Okay, so this sounds great, right? But how do you actually live like this? It all comes down to a massive shift in how you see your role and, more importantly, where you get your energy from. So the book breaks it down into two ways of living. On one hand, you've got producing light. That's the striving, the hustle culture. It's trying to be your own power source. And we all know how that ends, burnout.
But then there's reflecting light, and that's all about grace. You're not the source of the light, you're just reflecting it. And that right there, that's why we're all so tired. All the planning, the worrying, the constant performing, it's utterly exhausting. It's like you're trying to be a lamp that isn't plugged into the wall. It just can't work, and it will drain you completely. So here's the bottom line. We make really lousy light bulbs. Why? Because we were built to be mirrors. And honestly, isn't that a huge relief? Your job isn't to be brilliant. It's just to show up and reflect the light that's already there. Which brings us to one final really big question for you to think about. And I want you to seriously take a second and consider it. If you really, truly believed you had nothing left to prove to anyone, not your boss, not your family, not even yourself, what would you do differently? What could your life actually look like if you finally got off the stage?